I really wish I could take out the background noise that you might be hearing, but that's gonna be impossible for me right now. Hi, if you're wondering why I haven't posted in a while, I am not at my house right now. There's no Wi-Fi here, and I had to use data to get some of the pictures you see here. And this video won't be posting until maybe somewhere later, but I'm planning on doing this video here because I'm supposed to post right now, and I don't think I'm gonna go home until my father picks me up. So if you're wondering where I'm at my grandma's house. There's no Wi-Fi here, and there's a lot of background noise that can happen here, but still I am in my cousin's sister's room right now because she's sleeping in her mother's room. I'm not going to explain the layout of the building because this is not about me, this is about the what if. I am doing a inkling what if. I think this is part 3. I don't number my what ifs. I don't number this what if especially, but I have to change that. I will change that in like very soon, but I'm just going to begin now because I'm starting to ramble. I'll try to not make this 1 hour what if, and if someone disturbs me I'm gonna have to put this on pause and then I have to wait for a while until they leave. The usual. But continuing on, let's begin the what if. I don't know exactly where I left off. I think I left off with a I think I left off past the USJ. I gave Deku basically his own sort of competition he had to do. He did it with Toga. Toga did weird things with him. Don't ask me what. I'm not gonna start explaining that. If you want to figure that out, watch the last what if. I'm not gonna put it down in the description below. I don't think I'm too lazy to even do that. But continuing on. Now I'm gonna begin the what if. If you hear any background noise, forgive me. I am in a quiet room that likes to echo noise, and a lot of people also in this building that might make background noise that you might hear. But anyway, continuing. Sorry about that. Let's take it off when Deku returned back to classroom, and that is after the sports festival. The class was, how can I say it, confused that Deku never took part in the sports festival, but like I said, the sports festival, Deku's, how can I say it, his sports festival, or in a way his competition that he had to do, was basically an ink war, and this was taking place before the sports festival, and everything was recorded. So it was supposed to show, like, once the sports festival was done, it was supposed to like show on TV at night somewhere. Sorry if you can hear people laughing, that are probably my mother and auntie speaking, I think. um Continuing on, so let's just say, like, the sports festival, like, Deku's like thing started before the festival, and it was all being recorded. Then the sports festival happened, and after the sports festival, somewhere like early in the day, everybody had a day, like, how can I say it, a few days off, and that's when it basically took part. Then they started showing the recording of the competition that happened in Tokyo. As I'm gonna say, like, class 1A is busy, basically all they're all at home, as Momo, yeah, she's the one that spots basically this competition that happened in Tokyo. As she sees the contestants, as she sees Deku and with his partner Toga, obviously, As basically Momo starts texting Class 1A, as they all have a group chat, as everyone can like basically Momo sends also a screenshot as everyone's seeing this as they all switch on their TVs to the recording of the paint war that happened a few days before the basically sports festival. As they're watching this like basically paint war, as all the contestants are dots on the screen, certain dots on the screen, as like every time there are like drones that are following certain contestants. Right now there's a drone following Snipe, and we're gonna like as Snipe is taking out like with his female partner, he's taken out a few groups. They're following another squadron that's been in this basically competition for a while. As there's no drones on Deku and Toga because I don't like they didn't like think that these are new people, so they didn't think they would get that far. It only was at the last moment as they're watching through this paint wall until everyone finally gets to the center and they see Toga and Deku. As they are basically, or Izuku to be more specifically. If I've been calling Izuku Deku, then forgive me. I would say it has a female name, but it doesn't have a gender. But it has a female name. Continuing on. Oh gosh. This is really hard to make a recording like this. It's uncomfortable. Continuing on. As Class 1A is watching the recording of basically how Toga and Deku are going up against certain people. As they took it out a few groups, as Bakugo is just watching this and he's pissed obviously. As everyone's like the Class 1A is watching this and it's like on the edge of their seats. As basically they're watching how the entire like members were taken out, and it's just basically the pro hero Snipe as they call him with his female companion versus Deku and Toga as they're watching how they're fighting. As there was a lot of close moments where Deku and Toga were nearly eliminated. As they they won, they obviously won in the end. As the guy that was basically, how can I say it, talking over the show and making comments was like, oh, and we have two new people that just entered that's like basically their first time in this paint war that happens every year. We have like they have just won the paint war. Two new people, their first time. As basically they show basically the scoreboard. The ones with the most kill is obviously Izuku and Toga, because they've been like a lot of teams went after them because they saw newbies quick easy kills, and also they were running into a lot of teams while going into the center of the, how can I say it, the battle. And they also got a lot, they got like they were they were first to survive or last to survive, so they got number one on that, and they also got number one on the many kills they have. As sorry guys, as they show like basically they are both on top in both scoreboards, as they got prizes obviously, and I'm not going to go over the prizes because it's worthless, but I am going to go over this prize that Deku has and Toga got. So, weapons that they have now are as follows. Deku got the light machine gun, obviously. for his weapon, and Toga got I would say Toga has the grenade launcher. Well, the longer version of the grenade launcher, obviously. Um, the reason why Deku chose the machine gun, he needed more mid-long range weaponry, because if you know Deku's weapons, it is mid to close. For like he has an umbrella, which is basically defense. No, he has a rolling pin, which is basically defense, with this basically close range to mid range. He has a umbrella, which is close to mid range. He has double pistols close to mid range, and he has a sword, which is close range. He needs a long to mid range, so that's why Deku chose machine gun, light machine gun, or mountain paint machine gun to be more exact. Toga chose grenade because she has, yeah, he also has a far range weapon, but that's one shot far range weapon. Um, Deku needs something for more mid to close range, as mid to far range to be more exact, that puts more of a punch. Toga needs something to spread because she has bucket, she has bucket, she has bucket, a sort of rifle like the one she has in her hand now. Yeah, Toga has the weapon that she has now, which is close to mid range. She has a bucket which is close to mid range that does a spread. She has, I think I gave her a rolling pin. Did I give her a rolling pin? Oh gosh, I do not remember. Yeah, I'm just gonna say she also has a rolling pin, and no, scratch that. I'm just gonna give her a paintbrush. I'm gonna give her this paintbrush. And yes, Toga does not have a lot of weaponry, but Izuku is in the, basically he's a hero, so he can get hero support items. He just needs to basically finalize it, and he's been getting he's been like using his quirk before Toga. So yeah, Deku has way more weapons than Toga, but Toga got two weapons, so I'm just gonna give her the grenade launcher, and yeah, I'll give her a grenade launcher and Izuku, like a copy of Izuku's sniper. There, copy of Izuku's sniper. As Izuku, basically Toga now has bucket, paintbrush, grenade launcher, sniper, more like a mid-range light rifle, you can say, paint rifle, and that's it. So I'm not going to go over Izuku's weaponry. Her special's not going to go over. You'll discover that sort of in the what if going forward. As I'm going to continue now the what if. As Izuku has gotten a recommendation, he's only gotten one. Like he can only go to one like person, because only one person like vouched out for him, because he remember he wasn't in the sports festival, so no one really saw his skills. No hero agency saw his skills, but Snipe was not at the what was not at the US, like the US, the festival, the sports festival. He was at a competition with Deku, or Izuku to be more precise, and he saw its skills, or I'm doing gender neutral terms here, so you know what happened in the last episode. I'm trying to do gender neutral terms here. As he saw its or their skills, as he was impressed, so he basically asked her to come to his agency. As his agency focused more on hand-to-hand combat or long-range weaponry combat, as it's perfect for Izuku because he fights with weapons, long-range weapons, mid-range weapons, and close range. As Snipe's agency focuses on that, as I'm gonna say that his agency, he has many agencies, but one of them is where Ida's going, the Ida's agency, where he's going to try to kill the, basically, Stain, he's gonna try to kill Stain, the hero killer, Stain, because still the Stain thing happens, as we're gonna skip to that, as Izuku is heading, I don't know the city's name, but I know Izuku is heading there. I know like where Izuku is heading, as he's heading to like last where either like where the hero killer is gonna be, where the hero's killer next target is, as Izuku is on a watchtower. It's somewhere near a church, or it is in a church. It's basically in a church that is overviewing the city. As Izuku is in a sniper nest, as he takes out his paint sniper, as this gun goes long. This gun is a far range gun, long range gun. As the gun like shoots farther than what you see in the games, it shoots farther than that. As Izuku is just busy scanning the streets. As I would say like it's like the middle of the night. As Izuku is just scanning the streets. As he's also learning like stuff. He also learned a few things at the agency, like combat wise, takedowns, um, break like ways to break out of takedowns, basically how to like like Uraraka, all the takedowns. He's learning that because he's mostly focused in weapons, so he needs close range combat. As he's also practiced with his sword, rolling pin, guns. Yeah, he's getting skilled basically. He's getting better than he was before. As Izuku is just like previewing the streets, as all you see is an explosion. As Snipe basically contacts Izuku on his walkie-talkie, as Snipe says that there is some, like, basically they have bogies on the street, as Izuku turns his attention to the street, and this is somewhere near the hero killer, but Izuku can see what's happening on the streets. As you see this Nomus coming out of basically coming out of nowhere, destroying things, as Izuku starts taking them out one by one. But before Izuku starts shooting, he sees the heroes. I think Endeavor was there. I don't know if Endeavor was there, but I know Gran Torino was there for some reason. He's just there now. And he's busy helping with Endeavor. Yes, yeah, Endeavor was there because, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, he's helping Endeavor as basically this Nomu comes up behind Endeavor as Grandpa Rena is like, Endeavor, turn around, as Endeavor was just turns around as he was gonna brace for basically this thing to punch him until something shot him through the head, as all you can see is a splat of paint all over the floor. As Endeavor is like, where did that shot come from? As he looks at the church, as he sees a boy like waving, as Endeavor is like, Endeavor asks, is that one of ours? As basically, then Snipe approaches Endeavor because Snipe wasn't on basically the Eagle Tower. Izuku was. Snipe was on the streets busy looking through the alleyways. Snipe says, yes, he's my student of sorts. Yeah, he's my student of sorts. He's taking, yeah, the same thing he says about the, I don't know what it's called, but yeah, he's just training under the, like, Snipes Hero Agency. That's what he tells Indira. And he's like, oh, well, that's helpful, as he shoots a bird. Basically, Izuku shoots a Nomu state out of the sky, as Izuku is basically still scanning, as he sees somebody in the alleyway. As he sees a hero in the alleyway, and he's like, what the? Who is that? As he's like zooming in, as we see Ida, basically the whole scene with Ida, as Izuku is watching this, as Ida gets taken down quite easily, as Stain's about to finish him off until he pulls the trigger and just shoots at Stain. Stain like instantly just runs on instinct and dodges. He moves his shoulder where a massive, basically paint bullet comes flying past. As like Stain looks around, he doesn't know where the shot came from. Uh, as Izuku like takes another one, as Stain gets like behind the walls. Now Izuku has lost sight of Stain, as Ida doesn't even know where that shot came from. As basically he starts like while he's like basically shooting, he's using his one hand to message Todoroki or whoever and give a location on where Ida is. As Todoroki gets the message, as he runs off with Endeavor is like asking where is he going, as Todoroki says he's going somewhere to help a friend, as like I would say like he would mention the hero killer and that Ida's busy fighting him, as like Todoroki was the closest person, like basically he was in the city, so he's gonna help his friend. As like Izuku is holding Stain off, as Stain is busy dodging the bullets. Izuku's keeping Stain at bay until Todoroki appears finally. I would say like this has been like a few minutes as Todoroki appears, as Izuku like was like basically Ida was about to get stabbed and Izuku couldn't stop him, as Todoroki appears, as he basically wants to pose a support until someone jumps on top of him, as he's basically, how can I say it, he's basically getting pinned to the ground, as he's like, what the, who's on my back, get off, as he's struggling to get up, as he looks behind him, as all you see is yellowed hair and basically our you know the silhouette that she wears. It's Toga that somehow found him. Toga was in the city while Shigaraki like released the Nomu. Toga was in the city. She was supposed to provide support for the Nomu while they wreaked destruction, and basically supposed to tell Shigaraki basically what was the distraction, how much destruction did the Nomu do. As while she was basically like viewing the Nomu, someone shot it down, and she saw who, like basically the sniper in the bell tower, which she saw Izuku, as he was busy shooting at something, so she quickly ran over there. As now Izuku's in basically how can I say it, a struggle to try to get Toga off him, as basically I would say nah, never mind, as Toga's pinning him down, and she keeps on pinning him down, as basically she's like, Izuku, where do you think you're going? I mean, as basically she doesn't even know what Izuku was even doing there in the first place. As basically she sees the sniper, as she looks through the lens, as she sees the hero killer and Todoroki, as she's like, oh, I see. As basically Toga says, I'm sorry, but I can't let you kill him. I mean, he is my favorite villain. Basically, like, say she talks about how the Stain is her favorite villain, and how basically he gave her courage to, how can I say it, fight the fake heroes in a way. And basically, it's all that basically, in the anime when Stain gave that speech, then like the League of Villains got all those new members, including Toga. Same thing here. So Stain is like a, how can I say it, a hero to Toga, and Toga is not gonna let Izuku kill Stain, as Todoroki is holding basically Stain off. And I would say another person appears, which was basically surprising. Bakugo was in the city. Bakugo was taking a train. As what was he doing in the city? Well, he was taking a train with the agent person that he was working under, the hero agent he was working under, as they saw the explosion. So Bakugo and his, I don't know what hero agent he went to. They just basically jumped into action. As Bakugo also got the location and the place, as Bakugo is supporting Todoroki now instead of Deku. As basically, we're gonna skip to where Bakugo like basically entered the fight. As basically Todoroki's like state that somebody was like, how can I say, providing support. As Todoroki doesn't know what happened to him all of a sudden. As Bakugo looks behind him, as he looks to like where the paint splatters was like supposed to, like he just looks at where the shot's supposed to come from him. As he sees the church, as all you see is a paint explosion, as Bakugo is like, what the, as he focuses back on the fight, but he's gonna go back there later, as something's happening there but I can't tell you. I would say that Deku got out of Toga's grip and he threw some type of paint grenade, as it blew up, as Toga had to like basically get into cover. As but I would say like Toga brought out a bucket and just splashed Deku, as this is where the effects start coming in of a paint. So now Deku is basically, think of it like glue, very very sticky glue that you glue mud and quicksand at the same time. As Deku is having a hard time moving in this and he can't take this off. He needs to wash it off somehow. As he's like, damn, I can't get this stuff off. As basically Toga forces Deku back on the ground again. As I'm gonna move away from that moment before it gets too, how can I say it? Yeah. This is I'm trying to stay non, I'm trying to get, I'm trying to not get, how can I say it? Yeah, I'm trying not to have YouTube get angry on me, so I'm gonna move away from that part there. You can just imagine what happens. Use your imagination. You all have it, but I'm just gonna state interesting things happen there. As basically they dealt with the hero killer much more quicker than Deku could, because Bakugo was there. As the hero killer was tied up, his knives were removed. As Bakugo immediately, like once the hero kill was dealt with, he rushed to the bell tower, as he's like, what's going on? I would say like Todoroki's following Bakugo with Ida. Ida's like did get his stuff, like he did get healed up, but now he's just following these two, as they make it to the bell tower, as they're climbing up the stairs. As all you see is, how should I put this? When Bakugo gets there, this is what he sees. He's running up the stairs to the top of the bell tower, and all he sees is ink everywhere. As basically Bakugo has one foot and is Izuku. As he runs on top to his basically the bell tower, all you see is a villain and Izuku. It's basically Izuku, not Izuku, but Izuku is being forced to, how can I say it, make out with Toga in a way. You remember, this quirk will make you gender neutral, so there's no problem with anything that's happening here. But Bakugo is just watching this and he's basically gets a blush and he's like, what the? As Toga sees Bakugo, as she's like, oh, no fair, I couldn't have more fun. As basically, how can I say it? Toga gets off of Deku, she grabs her paint gun, as Bakugo was gonna shoot an explosion to her, she jumps off basically the bell tower, as she turns, basically she shoots on the floor, turns into a squid, and she falls in, basically like it was water, in the paint like it was water, as she moves back, as she's like, see you Izuku, and see you and your friends later, as she basically runs off immediately, as because before she gets caught, as Shigaraki, like Tomura, not Shigaraki, the portal villain teleports her immediately, as basically Zuko is laying on the floor, just panting heavily, as he's like, damn that Toga, she's a strange, they are a strange one, as Izuku thought this in his head, as I would say that when like Bakugo appeared, like Todoroki also appeared, as he was watching this, as he just took a picture, like I'm just gonna take a picture of this. He basically has a picture now. I would say that he would figure like during the, how can I say, the festival, he would realize that he needs his fire stuff power, and he would go back to his usual self, learning that he needs his fire power, or else he's basically the same thing that Deku told Todoroki, that is his quirk, not anyone else's. As basically Todoroki takes a picture of this, like while that scene was going on, as Toga jumped off, as basically they Izuku is still in a, like, how can I say it, blushing state. As you can see, she has like a sniper setup with a sniping setup with, how can I say, not goggles. She just has a sniping setup. She was just there to keep overwatch on the city. As she is like, damn that Toga. How did they even find me? As basically Bakugo just like, what the flip? As Todoroki is like, basically Todoroki's on the, like, basically Todoroki is on class 1A group chat. Izuku has a Izuku has a girlfriend, as he states. He's just doing that weird thing, as he's like, so how long were you there and just watching? As Izuku asks with a blush, as like Todoroki is like, long enough to take a picture and send this on the group chat, on the class 1A group chat. As Izuku's like, wait, what? As they, like, he posts the picture of Izuku and Toga on the group chat. As I don't need to explain what happens on that group chat, because you could like imagine what happens on that group chat. It's just a lot of, how can I say it, a lot of crazy things. Whoops. A lot of crazy things, and not quite yet. I can think I still can go on a little bit more. As the thing, like that entire thing is over and done with, I don't think I will be covering the camp right now. I don't think I will be covering the camp. Or maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. You never know. But yeah, I want to keep this at 45 or probably 40. So continuing on, as I'm gonna try to continue because this is now going no script, so I don't know what else should happen here. As Izuku is gonna make his, basically, I'm gonna explain now what Izuku learned after the years while he was basically with his, how can I say it, snipe, by the Snipes agency. He learned combat, takedown, combats and takedown. He's skilled at takedown, better than Uraraka. Um, trust me, better at Uraraka. He knows how to use his paint quirk more, even to the graffiti side. He can make monsters, or he can make more of himself, or more inkling people, to be more exact. As he can also do some crazy things. He can make anything come to real. He can make like any like if he makes a sun set, then basically it will appear like there's a sunset on the wall. Basically, he can put any aspect. He's learning his graffiti side of the quirk a bit more, as he also learned that he also learned that what Toga used basically on him. He never used this on anyone, but now he's learned how to change his paint into something that might pose a negative effect on a person, such as slowness, basically sticky like quicksand, mud, hard to moving. As Izuku is also pretty skilled at capture, he's very skilled with his weapons now. He doesn't have pinpoint accuracy, but he has close to pinpoint accuracy from long, far, and close. He's pretty skilled with his sword and rolling pin, including his umbrella. Yeah, as Izuku and Izuku has his secondary. He has grenades, obviously sticky grenades, and just like what paint balloon grenades, and I would say only has no. Yeah, for now he only has that two: grenades, sticky grenades, and paint balloon. That's it for now. No, I don't know what if I. Yeah, I'm just gonna give Izuku a landmine. Izuku can place landmines, Izuku can place sticky grenades, and Izuku can place paint balloons. That's it. That's for his secondary. His special is basically rocket launcher. He has that sniping beam. No, he has that beam that can go through walls, and that's it. I'm not gonna give Izuku a force shield, a paint sheet armor, because I don't want to give him that. I want to give Toga that. But yeah, I'm gonna stop it here because I'm running out of ideas right now. So don't forget to do the usual like, subscribe, and most importantly, comment, because I need your feedback to do more videos, or else I can't do any videos. If this video was bad, I know this video is very bad. Remember, I don't have the usual setup that I do. I'm usually at home when I have to do a video, but I'm not at home. I'm at my mother. Actually, I'm at my grandma's house. Well, basically my auntie's house to be more exact. So, I know this video is bad, but the videos will get better once I get back to my father's house. My father's house. And if videos have been slow lately, I know I'm trying to get back into the everyday upload, but I have so much things to do now that just start coming up. I mean, it is the new year and I gotta get prepared for high school. But yeah, if you guys like the video, like, subscribe, and comment. Please comment. I need your comments. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.